Hey, it's adjusting. It's adjusting. Boom. Okay, we're back with another video. Andrew Wilson destroys feminists. Relative logic. I'm sorry if I'm reading that wrong, man.
Being completely honest with you, Andrew, I've been watching a few of your debates, and I've noticed that you like to troll women. Specifically, there was a video in which you made fun of a disabled person, you made fun of their deaf accent. You do that consistently. You've called women whores, you've called them satanic.
No, I don't call them whores.
I literally just watched a video.
You didn't watch a video of me.
You called her a satanic prostitute whore. You just did it.
If she was a prostitute and a Satanist, yes.
Well, she wasn't a Satanist. She was a sex worker. But
no, she was a Satanist.
Am I answering the question, or are you answering the question?
Yeah, but I'm not going to let you lie. I'm not going to let you lie. She was a.
I think the question.
If a person is a Satanist and a prostitute, are they a satanic whore?
But she didn't call herself.
Can you answer my question?
She didn't identify.
But she did. She did though. If you're a Satanist and a prostitute, then you're a satanic whore. You see how that works?
Yeah, that works.
Do you?
Here's what I'm trying to say.
You're so emotional. Calm down. Answer the question.
Look at him. He's trying to do it to me. Are you trying to upset me?
Answer the question.
It's not working, baby.
I don't know. It looks like it's working.
It's really not.
It looks like it is.
It's really not.
Yeah. So is a woman who is a Satanist and a prostitute a satanic whore?
Yes. Now
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
So then I was right.
And it's funny because you just said you don't call women whores, and then you just called her a whore.
Right.
No,
You just contradicted yourself.
So what is a whore?
Stupid.
I make a descriptive statement.
He literally did just contradict himself. I don't call women whores. I never did that. And then you said you did.
A ridiculous amount of money to ask me a question, and I would like to answer.
I can't wait to hear it.
Okay. To be honest with you, Andrew, I think you debate in bad faith. The whole concept of I'm trying to dominate my opponent is not necessarily the way to debate. If you're trying to reach a common ground and create a mutual consensus, that is a bad faith debate.
I literally just allowed my entire worldview to be up for internal critique. I didn't even push back once, and you still came to my conclusion without me pushing back at all. That is the epitome of good faith.
We haven't gotten to your conclusion, Andrew.
We did. You agreed that men have no obligation to enforce male privilege after saying you descriptively agree with force doctrine.
But men also
done.
Okay, but men also have no obligation to enforce their own rights.
Great.
Right.
So, how do you create a society in which all rights and all privileges are based specifically on force? To me, that sounds like
he's stupid. Like men have no obligation to defend women's rights or help women to get their rights. Right? They have no obligation for that under force doctrine. They also have no obligation for their own. Right? So if we're going to build a society, what are we building a society off of if men aren't even trying to make the society good for everybody in the society? Why does he? I don't understand his. I don't get his argument at all. What's your point? And he never gets to the point of what his point is because it's deep rooted in white supremacy. Just straightforward. That's what it is. It's deep rooted in white. If you want to know a privileged white man, this is the one. This is the guy, man. I'm trying to tell you. The arguments that he makes lead towards the fact that he's afraid that his type of privilege is going to fall off. Literally. What's wrong with sharing with everybody? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that every person in the comment section is a white supremacist before y'all jump in and say that. I'm saying that his arguments lead dog whistle towards white supremacy. Not lead, but dog whistle towards white supremacy. And they lead to it. Yeah, they lead to it. Both. Fuck it.
You already descriptively agreed and conceded that point, but I'd like to move into feminism whenever you're ready.
No, you did not concede that point.
I mean, you did, but we have other topics to move into, specifically your feminist view, and since I stayed up to internal critique, it is now your turn for your view.
Okie dokie. I just don't think it's morally correct to say you do not deserve rights unless you...
Great, what do you base your morality on?
I base my morality on basic concepts of ethics, Kantian morality, Rousseau's philosophy of ethics. I think that...
So, Kantian ethics, you're a universalist ethicist, you're a deontologist?
No, I wouldn't say. Honestly, I feel like neither consequentialism nor deontological ethics fully encapsulate.
So you're a threshold deontologist?
I don't know, I think there's merit to both arguments.
Okay, so what do you base your morality on?
I think I base my morality on physically how you are impacting other people. If you are hurting
that would be
others,
consequences.
Sure, but intent does play kind of a part in
that would be consequences as well. So if I have the intent to do good things and bad things happen to you, you say I shouldn't be doing those good things to you, right?
No, that's why I'm saying I think that there's a gray area between consequentialism and deontology.
So threshold deontology. So,
sure.
Okay, great.
Like the stupid point of that argument. Okay, so like let's say like yeah, you did good things for somebody, right? Let's say you did good things and then a bad solution happened. That means that the good things weren't really good; they were bad. Like so, that means you're doing bad things to somebody else. Remove that possibility. No, remove the quote unquote good things you're doing because the realization is that they're actually bad. Like I kind of like you know the thing about philosophy that I love and hate at the same time. It always comes to circular reasoning, and somebody who wants to argue philosophical points always end up doing that to somebody who's debating in good faith. The question that she started off with was. The point that she started off with was there's a morality that we should all hold up to each other that we know as a collective is bad. We know as a collective is bad. What the Nazis did, we know as a collective is bad. What Stalin did, we know as a collective is bad. And we shouldn't lead human beings to act that way towards other human beings. The Rwandan genocide that happened in Africa with the Hutus and the Tutsis, bad. The Sudan genocide that's happening right now, bad. The Ukraine war, bad. Like all those things are bad. These are things that we know and look at as humans like this is wrong. This should not be happening to women or children or men. And we can see that visually. We don't need a God, but we can use God to justify it or not justify it either which way. But we can look at this and say, this is how the world is. We're becoming intelligent enough to be able to do this. And I don't know. It's just, he understands that. Now he's going to the philosophical question because the question of, the metaphysical question is the conversation of where do we get our ethics from? No, where do we get our morality from? And it's just, I don't know. It's just pointless. It's pointless when we understand. The more we understand, the more pointless that conversation somewhat becomes.
You're a threshold deontologist. Can you tell me what you base that on other than your own personal perspective?
Do you not believe that it's immoral?
It's not my turn to answer questions. Your turn for the internal critique.
I believe it's immoral to hurt other people. It is inherently wrong to hurt others. And
what makes it inherently wrong?
Well, hurting other people is not. You think that's good?
That's just you making the claim and then it's called question begging. It's a question begging fallacy.
You're question begging.
When I say,
continue to add.
Do you even know what question begging means? What does it mean?
Oh my God! Andrew.
What does it mean?
You're trying to catch me in a logical fallacy.
What does it mean?
I'm answering. You're trying to catch me in a logical fallacy.
That's not answering. What does it mean?
Question begging. You're trying to catch your opponent.
What does it mean? It doesn't mean you're trying to catch your opponent. That's not what question begging means.
Will you let me finish?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's it mean?
You're trying to catch your opponent in a logical fallacy by asking them questions that inherently create a dissonance.
Yep.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yes. Oh my God, you're so stupid.
So then how do you define it?
It's not a definitional thing.
He knows all these words, and he doesn't even know for himself what they mean. She just answered your question perfectly. She did. You're trying to catch her. That's all you've been trying to do. That's why you went all the way to like a whole philosophical conversation on a conversation that you know is true. Yes, there are some instances where violence is definitely prevalent to certain situations. Like if somebody breaks into your house, defending yourself. Self-defense is where violence can be good all around the board. But where violence can be bad is when it's just enacted on another group of people. The Russians just invaded the Ukraine and started killing people. Are you saying that oh well the violence in that situation it's wrong? That's wrong completely. The Nazis started locking people up in camps and started unaliving people for nothing but the fact that they didn't like that group of people. You can understand that that's wrong, Andrew. Like he just argues he's just such a bad faith arguer, man.
It's a fallacious thing. When I ask you, is this inherent? You say, listen, it's inherent because it's inherent. It's inherent because it's inherent.
That's not what I said.
Great. What makes it inherent? What makes your morals inherent? What makes not hurting somebody else being bad inherent?
You don't think that hurting other people
That's asking me a question, not answering it. What makes hurting other people bad inherent?
Inherently, you are denying them the right to their bodily autonomy.
Yeah, but what makes that bad?
It's bad because it's hurting them.
Yeah, but what makes that bad?
You don't think that hurting something
That's asking me a question, not answering it.
It's bad because it's immoral.
It's bad because it's bad. Now you have done a circular, fallacious argument.
Sure.
What is bad? This thing over here, that's bad. What makes it bad? The fact that it's bad. Why is it bad? Because it's bad? Is that why it's bad? Is it bad because it's bad because it's bad?
It is inherently wrong to hurt other people.
Yeah, what makes it inherently wrong to hurt other people?
It is inherently wrong to hurt other people because you are denying them their free will, you are causing them physical pain, and you are participating and exacerbating in suffrage.
Yeah,
suffering.
What makes...
Right here, guys, I just want the comment section to jump in this and tell me, what is his point? What is his point? What is his point? She thinks it's bad to harm. She thinks it's bad to harm people. What are you trying to prove? That she can't justify why it is? So, who gives a fuck? like truly, like if you can't justify like why something is bad, right? But you can clearly see it's bad. Who gives a fuck? I can almost say who gives a fuck. If we look at what happened to the Jews and we say it's bad, and you're asking why is it bad? Why is it bad? Why is it bad? That's just stupid. It's bad. Fucking like I don't need to explain to you why that's bad. I think that type shit shouldn't happen to humans, and that's exactly what she's trying to say. And he's arguing the circular stupid point. Like,
you don't think that causing other people to suffer is bad? That's asking me
a question. Asking me what makes it bad doesn't describe for me what makes it bad.
Hurting someone is bad.
Because
you are denying them their right to free will.
Yeah, but what makes that part bad?
And perpetuating suffering.
Yeah, but what makes that part bad?
You don't think that suffering is bad?
No, that has nothing to do with what I think.
It does have
Here's how this conversation is going, just so you know. Sure. I'm like, is eating candy bars bad? And you're like, it's bad. So what makes eating candy bars bad? And you say, well, because it's unhealthy for you. And I say, but why is being unhealthy bad? And you say, because eating candy bars is bad.
You are causing physical harm.
Okay, so...
You're disrupting society.
So eating a donut is immoral?
I'm not talking about candy bars anymore.
Is eating a donut immoral? Is eating a donut immoral?
No, because you're not causing a physical harm.
You're causing physical harm?
To someone else. It is an exercise
So
of
is
your
making
free will.
donuts immoral?
No.
But even if people are going to eat them and it causes them harm?
But eating one donut is not going to cause someone physical harm.
Yeah, but if
you eat a donut in excess, then that causes someone physical harm. But that is not something that you are policing. If you make donuts and then force someone to buy and eat 10 donuts in front of you, then that would be causing a physical harm.
When you say the word inherently, what you mean is something which is like based inside the human experience? What do you mean by inherently?
I mean, on an instinctual level, does it not hurt someone to cause harm? Although, of course, there are people
I'm just asking, what do you mean by inherently?
I mean inherently as in on a very basic, it is a fact. Inherent fact.
Inherently it means it's a fact.
I'm just saying inherently as in it is implicit throughout every culture. Well, not every culture, but like it's implicit.
Okay, inherently means implicit. So it means always, like always something. It's inherent. It's like always this thing. Is that what that means?
I'm getting confused. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm asking you what inherently means.
Why don't we just Google it? I'm not.
I'm actually okay with you. If you want to Google the definition of inherent,
yes.
Yeah, Ryan can pull it up. I'm not trying to get a got you on the definition. I just want the definition.
Okay, yeah, then let's pull it up.
Existing in something as a permanent, essential, or character.
Like always.
That's what I said. I said always.
So I just want to make sure. Hang on. Yeah. Existing. Read the rest of it.
There's a few others. Do you want
just the first one's fine?
Okay. Existing in something as a permanent, essential, or characteristic attribute.
So it is a permanent attribute, from your view, that hurting somebody else is bad.
Yes.
Why?
Because you are causing them physical harm, which is a disruption to social order.
Why is that bad, though?
Well, because you would have no social order, you would not be able to progress as a society, and physical harm is painful. You are causing someone pain. It is bad to cause someone pain.
Yeah.
I think that's
but you just keep. Do you understand? Like what you keep saying is it's bad because it's bad.
Well,
who gives a fuck, dude? Like bro. They done went so far away from the original point, man. Oh, who gives a fuck, man?
Because it's bad. Because it's bad.
You are taking something away from somebody.
I'm like literally losing brain cells listening to this dude trying to argue a pointless fucking point. Like, jump in the comments and tell me, what is the fucking point? The Nazis killing people is bad. The Rwandan genocide is bad. The Sudan genocide is bad. Fuck it. We don't need God to explain that shit. We can fucking see it, dude. Shut up. Like, because that's where he's trying to go with it. He's trying to say you can't justify your morality because you don't believe in God. That's basically what he's saying. Watch, I guarantee he's going to get there. Like, that's the argument that goes into that circular reasoning shit that the metaphysical people, that people who want to talk about metaphysics always go into when they want to debate philosophy, when they believe in Christianity. And that's where he's going. That's 100% where he's going. And it's like, dude, who gives a fuck, man? Like, is it wrong? No, like, I would just straightforward ask him questions. I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna answer another fucking question until you answer this question. Is it wrong to kill children? I'll go there. Oh, what about abortion? No, I asked you, is it wrong to kill children? Okay. Is it wrong to kill women? Okay. Is it wrong to kill men? Okay. Like, we're done. Let's move on to the next topic.
Which is there.
Whether she doesn't believe in God and you believe in God, but y'all both came to the same conclusion that that is wrong. Period.
Physical, like, just capability.
So if it were the case that most of society believed that enslavement was fine because it was inherent that some people were allowed to own other people, would that be bad?
But that's not an inherent truth.
Oh my God! At the time, no, it's not. Like I'll answer it for him. No. Because people believed it was actually a good thing. When people realized it was a bad thing happening to people and more people started coming to that conclusion, then it became a bad thing. Like when it was happening, people didn't believe it was bad. It is bad now. We see that it's bad because of the effects that it had on people when it happened. Years down the line. But during the time, maybe they just couldn't see. Like they couldn't see the negative effects of it. I don't hold white people to some negative standard because of slavery. I don't hold them to that. It's what happened after slavery in the Americas. Every country had slavery. Yeah, so like she's not gonna be able to answer. She's not gonna be able to go to that point though. But if I was her, I would go there. Like it doesn't. At the time, if they all thought it was good, then boom. But we know later on the effects of it were actually bad.
Physically hurting someone else is an inherent truth.
Physically hurting someone else is an inherent truth because you are denying them bodily autonomy and the ability to control what happens to their body, and you are causing a net negative to that person.
Yeah, but you haven't actually told me why that part of that is bad.
Causing a net negative to others is bad on every single moral, like, as a Christian, you should know why hurting other people is bad.
I know why Christians think so. I don't know why you think so.
I think so because, again, you're robbing them of their bodily autonomy.
Yeah, but you don't tell me why that's actually bad. So you start, this is what makes it question begging. You start with the assumption as the conclusion. You start with the premise as a conclusion. Hurting people is bad because it's bad to hurt people.
Yes.
That's your position?
No, I'm saying hurting people is bad because you are robbing them of their physical autonomy and you are creating a net negative to another person.
So if you could hurt people collectively in some way and it causes good outcomes, would that be bad?
Yes.
Well, then you just negated what makes it bad.
Well, that's because I'm not a consequentialist.
Then why are you making the claim that this is bad if even the good results are still bad?
But it's not a good result if you are hurting people at a net negative. If it is a net negative, then it is not good. If hurting people is a universal net negative to those people, and the more people you hurt, the more negative it is, then hurting people in that instance is also bad.
What makes it a net negative, though?
Physically harming someone is negative to them. You are causing pain, which is a negative to them.
Okay, and do you agree that there's some groups who maybe have negative outlooks that you need to cause pain to?
If they are hurting other people and the negative of those people is outweighing the negative of hurting them, then potentially.
What if they just refuse to comply?
But that's why, like, going back to the force theory, that's why force is used in some situations to control others. And it is used immorally when it is not controlling someone who is putting in that negative.
I would have a question in reverse, right? So, like, because I wonder if you didn't have God to explain your reality, then what would you do in reverse? Like, let's say, like, God is proven to not be real. How would you justify morality? I don't know. Anyways, I'm out, y'all. Peace.